the teams are going to have to battle this wind, and yours truly is going to have to battle the wind too, and hopefully our notes don't get blown halfway to Fremont. Jim Measler here to bring you the play-by-play. Our cameraman and producer is Trent Lewis. He's in the bucket this year. He's got a little bit bigger bucket over there today, or compared to past years. And they got him some cover this year, so he is out of the elements. Let's take a look at the starting lineups first for the visiting team from New Concord, Ohio, the Muskingum Fighting Muskies. They're from the Ohio Athletic Conference. Leading off and playing in left field will be Kaylee Bavard. Batting second will be the shortstop, Kelly Martin. Batting third will be the second baseman, Jessica Matthews. Batting cleanup will be the first baseman, Lena Walker. Batting fifth and playing at third base, Carissa Johnson. Batting sixth will be the catcher, Jacqueline Hess. Batting seventh, the designated hitter will be number 16, Dakota Diamiches. Batting eighth is the right fielder, Amber Bova. And batting ninth is the center fielder, Anna Reese. Pitching today for Muskegon will be Kristen Gill. Kristen Gill comes into this ball game with a record of 7-3. For DePauw, we'll give you their starting lineup here as we go through the top of the first inning as we're getting ready to get underway here. Our opening game of this NCAA Division III Women's Softball Regional Tournament. Again, Muskingum is the visiting team, and again, we're battling to make sure our notes don't get blown away here. Here's Kaylee Bavard to lead things off, junior from Nashport, Ohio. And the first pitch of the game is a strike called in the outside corner. We are underway here in Angola, Indiana. Kayla Nolan, the starting pitcher, right-hander, throws the next pitch outside for a ball, one strike. Nolan is a junior from West Chicago, Illinois, went to Wheaton High School. We'll give you the ball starting lineup here after this half inning. 1 ball, 1 strike, and Bavard fouls it off the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the leadoff hitter for Muskingum. Double elimination tournament, different format this year in the NCAA Division III Women's Softball Tournament. Last year we had 8 teams in regional competition, and in previous years. This year we've gone to a shortened regional field. Many of the regionals have 4 teams, others have just 3 teams. There's a little ground ball out the shortstop. A scoop and a throw in time. Shortstop Jennifer Ridge making the play, and Bavard grounds out the short, and that's how the game begins. 1 up and 1 down in the Muskingum first inning. Here's the shortstop, Kelly Martin. Kelly batting at .274 so far this season, as a homer and 16 RBIs. Martin, right-hand batter. She's from Greenville, Ohio. There's a foul ball going out of play. One out, nobody on, top of the first inning, no score, just underway here in this opening round regional game. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Easy play for Nolan, 2 outs. 2 down in the top of the first inning for Muskingum. And here's the second baseman, Jessica Matthews. Jessica, a freshman from Miamisburg, Ohio, went to Miamisburg High School. Right-hand batter. Batted .277 this year with 2 homers and 13 RBIs. First pitch is a ball. 2 outs and nobody out here at the top of the first, no score. Outfield playing her straight away, and with the wind blowing in, it looks like the outfielder is a little bit more shallow than they would be. Off-speed pitch misses. No, it's a called strike. Late ball by the umpire. This looks to be a home umpire who will take his time before he makes the strike signal. Now the wind kicks up some dust, and that forces a stoppage in play. As they say down in Florida, a bit of a sandblast right there. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. And a pop foul out of play behind the plate. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lena Walker, the cleanup hitter, waits on deck for Muskingum. 70 degrees at game time, a very comfortable day except for the wind. We've had a lot of windy days here in Angola this spring. There's a little pop fly left side of the infield, a collision, but the catch is made, and the inning is over. Almost a miscommunication there, but the bottom line is the out is recorded. Nothing across Muskingum at the top of the first after a half inning. No score. And let's give you DePauw's starting lineup. Leading off will be the catcher, Sammy Bell. Batting second is the third baseman, Taylor Gordon. Batting third is the shortstop, Jennifer Ridge. Batting cleanup will be the first baseman, Lindsey Button. Batting fifth will be the right fielder, Gabby Smart. Well, you can probably hear that wind into the microphone. Man. Batting sixth, the second baseman, Megan Landau. Landau bats sixth. Batting seventh is the center fielder, Lauren Krumweedy. Batting eighth is the designated hitter, Beth Shalmowski. And batting ninth will be the left fielder, Julia Wagner. Again, it's Kayla Nolan pitching today for DePauw. And her pitching counterpart for Muskingum, pitching today for Muskingum is, papers almost blew away again, Kristen Gill, the starting pitcher today, sophomore from Asheville, Ohio. Gill this year was 7-3 with an ERA of 2.76. Started 9 games, completed 4 of them. Struck out 20 in 66 innings of work and walked 32. First pitch is a swing and a miss by Sammy Bell, strike 1. And would you believe that wind is getting even stronger and just knocked over our water bottle? It's got to be about 25 miles an hour right now. There's a line drive. The wind won't knock that one down. There's a base hit. Bell, the leadoff hitter, is aboard for DePauw here in the bottom half of the first inning. That brings up the third baseman now, Taylor Golden, the batter. And let's see if the Tigers try to sacrifice here. Gordon, a .318 hitter, 1 homer, 11 RBIs. And she looks like she wants to bunt the infield as she pops it up. They can advance the runner that way. Out, 1 away. So Bell has to stay at first as Golden popped out to the first baseman on the sacrifice attempt. 1 out. The batter is Jennifer Ridge. Jennifer hit .342 this year. 1 homer, 17 RBIs. So this is a dangerous hitter up there. 1 out, 1 out first. It's the bunt did not offer. It takes a strike. No score here in the bottom half of the first inning on a windy, mild day in Angola. Wind continues to blow in from right center field towards home plate, and there goes the dust kicking up again. There's a ground ball foul to third base side. 0-2 the count on Ridge. Cleanup hitter Button waits on deck. Muskingum went down 1-2-3 in the top half of the first inning. The DePauw home team now batting here in the bottom half of the first. Sammy Bell lacing a leadoff single. She's still on first base with 1 out. 2 strikes on Ridge. Here's the pitch by Gill. And it's outside. Fishburne biting. 1 ball and 2 strikes. DePauw Tigers from Greencastle, Indiana. 1-2 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. And a chopper to third. They'll go to first to get the out there. Bell advances to second. Ridge is out 5-3, 2 outs now. But the Tigers do have a runner in scoring position for their leadoff, rather for their cleanup hitter, Lindsey Button. Button a .331 average this year, 5 homers, 29 RBIs. As a team, the Tigers had 7 this year. So not a lot of power in this lineup. 2 outs and a runner on second. A chance for DePauw to take the early lead. Ball 1 outside from Gill, and the wind now shifting, it looks like, blowing from right center over towards the left field foul pole. Sky's darkening a little bit now here in Angola. We don't see any blue sky off in the distance. Outside for a ball. Weatherman says it'll be a much better day tomorrow. Calling for a high of 72. Some clouds in the morning, but sunshine in the afternoon. Play will start tomorrow at 11. There'll be 3 games tomorrow. Championship round on Sunday will start at noon. Swing and a miss. Actually fouled ticked it back into the catcher's mitt. And Gill is ahead of the hitter. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs, a runner on second. Gill trying to get out of this first inning difficulty. Line drive off the cage that covers the batting area down the left field line. Foul ball. Button smoked it, but she hit it foul. And the Tigers would like to see her straighten that out a little bit. Here comes another pitch from Gill, and a ground ball on the left side, through for a base hit. Making the turn is Bell. She's going to hold at third. She had to wait to make sure that ball got through the infield. That may have slowed her up, and they decided to hold her at third base. So runners on the corners for the Tigers. Their second hit this inning, and the batter now is Gabby Smart, the right fielder. Smart batted .316 this year, 1 homer, 18 RBIs. His team, DePauw, hit .283 for the season. Runners on first and third, 2 outs. Smart takes the pitch on the outside corner. Now they got the runner in a pickle between first and second. Did the run score in time? The out recorded at first, and apparently the run scored before the out was recorded. The umpire pointing to home plate, the home plate umpire pointing towards home plate. And the run is indeed put up on the board. So Bell scores on that play. Button managed to keep herself alive long enough to allow Bell to score. And so after 1 inning of play, your score is DePauw 1, Muskingum nothing. Walker, Johnson, and Hess, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, due up for Muskingum here in the top of the second inning. So the DePauw Tigers with the 1-0 lead as we head to inning number 2. The Fighting Muskies against the Tigers of DePauw. Later on, the host Trine University Thunder with a 37-3 record. They've been ranked nationally all year long. Ranked 6th in NCAA Division III women's softball entering this tournament. They'll be facing Washington and Jefferson. That'll be the second game today, which will start at around 3:30. We'll have Aaron Coyle, the play-by-play voice for the Trine Thunder, along for that ball game. Jim Measle here, along with our producer, cameraman, director, jack of all trades, Trent Lewis. We go to the top of the second now. And again, it's the 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up for the Fighting Muskies of Muskingum. Here's Lena Walker to lead things off in the top of the second. DePauw on top, 1-0. First pitch is high and away for a ball. And again, we gotta wait because we have a home plate umpire who tends to take his time making the strike call. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Well, no doubt about that. That's a strike. One ball, one strike. They're playing Walker deep here. One ball, one strike to the leadoff hitter in the top of the second. Off speed pitch is in for a strike, and that was a beauty. Wow. One ball, two strikes. That was a dandy pitch there by Nolan. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Boy, that was a pretty impressive job by the DePauw pitcher, Nolan, getting a good hitter right there. One away, and Nolan has set down the first 4 hitters for Muskingum. Here's the number 5 hitter in the lineup, Carissa Johnson, for the Fighting Muskies. And the first pitch is a strike. Well, Nolan looks very sharp here in the early going. The 0-1. Strike 2. Nolan this year was the ace for this DePauw pitching staff. 22-12 record, an ERA of 2.48. Strike 3. Whew. That's pretty good stuff there. 2 strikeouts here in the second, and Jacqueline Ness will bat. This year, in 240 and a third innings of work, Nolan recorded 165 strikeouts. She walked 82, started 33 games, and completed 31. She is a real workhorse. Here's a fly ball to left field. Wynn's going to knock it down, and coming in to make the catch on that can of corn is the left fielder Wagner, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for the Fighting Muskies of Muskingum. We move to the bottom half of inning number 2 here in Angola, Indiana, in this NCAA Division III women's softball regional game. It's DePauw 1, Muskingum nothing. Due up for the Tigers in the bottom half of the second will be Smart, Landau, and also it'll be, sorry, the wind took my notes again, Crumweedy due up. Smart, Landau, and Crumweedy. It's always something. You're reading something off your copy and the wind just blows it away there at the last possible moment. Again, Trine plays Washington and Jefferson in the second game today. Unlike in previous years, different format for the Division III women's softball tournament. Just like the baseball tournament now, they've gone to what are called super regionals. The winners this weekend advance to those super regionals next weekend, which will be best of 3, and then the winners of the super regionals move on to the national finals that start May 22nd in Tyler, Texas. Here's Gabby Smart. She was at the plate when Button got into a rundown and was tagged out, but she stayed alive long enough to allow Sammy Bell to score the only run of this game, and the first pitch is in for a strike from Gill. 1-0 DePauw here in the bottom half of the second. 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for DePauw here in the bottom half of the second. Over the football field to our right is totally outstretched. Here's a pop-up towards the dugout and out of play on the third base side. So Gill gets ahead. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kristen Gill, again a sophomore from Asheville, Ohio. Smart is a freshman from Chicago, went to Trinity High School. A high fly ball. Look at that wind take it out of play and falling away from the right fielder. And again, that wind took it away from the right fielder, Bova, who was running in towards the fence. It just took that ball away from her further and further. She was unable to make the play. So Smart stays alive. If this was a calm day, Bova may have made that catch. Here's the 1-2. There's a little dinker out the shortstop, and it's caught by the shortstop, Martin, for out number 1. Soft pop-up. Non-violent hitting. 1 out. Landau bats, Megan Landau. senior from Brookfield, Illinois. Line drive down the left field line, foul. Strike one off the batting cage. Looking at the DePauw roster, it is got a lot of Illinois players. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players on the DePauw roster hail from the land of Lincoln. 8 players from Illinois. And one of them is up there now, and Megan Landau. 1 out, nobody on, bottom half of the second, 1-0 Tigers. Squares the bunt, it was in the dirt. And the umpire said she did not offer. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Don't think we're going to have very many home runs here today, unless it's a line drive and it's a blast. That wind is really strong. It's about 20 miles an hour. I would guess it's gusting up to 25 miles an hour. Here's the 1-1. On strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the host team, the Flying Thunder, playing the second game against Washington and Jefferson. It's dry right now here in Angola. We did have a few raindrops at the start of the game. Swing and a miss, an off-speed pitch, strike 3. And there is the first strikeout for Gill. 2 up and 2 down for DePauw here in the bottom half of the second. Lauren Crumweedy bats now. She's a senior from Watsega, Illinois. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that community's name correctly. Here's a swing and a fly ball, short left and center, and it's going to be in for a base hit. Nice attempt by the center fielder for Muskingum. Hannah Reese made a terrific effort, dove for the ball, but did not come up with it. And so it's a bloop single to center. Weedy is on first with 2 outs. Beth Shalmowski will bat now. She's a freshman from Glenview, Illinois. Runner on first, 2 outs for the Tigers. They lead 1-0 in the bottom half of the second. Foul ball on the plate, strike 1. Kayla Nolan, the starting pitcher for DePauw, has set down the first 6 batters she hasn't faced. So obviously she'll face the bottom part of the Muskingum order in the bottom, or rather the top half of the third. There's a foul ball back to the backstop. We're out here in center field. Our producer Trent Lewis manning the camera behind the center field fence here. We're out here on left to center. We got Harry Carey's view for the bleachers. This is a good view. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So a couple of strikeouts for Gill in the second inning. Tigers, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 runner is left. We have played 2 in this opening regional game of the NCAA Division III Women's Softball Regionals in Angola, Indiana. The top of the third, the DePauw Tigers leading Muskingum by a score of 1-0. Due up for Muskingum in the top of the 7th. Bear with me here as we get our notes straightened out here in this wind, which is not easy. It'll be Diamichis, followed by Bova and Reese. Again, it's the 7, 8, and 9 hitters due for the Fighting Muskies of Muskingum. Keep in mind, this is a double elimination tournament, so whoever loses will get knocked into the losers bracket. And they would have to come back and play at 1:30 tomorrow. The winner would play at 11 tomorrow morning. In winning the MIAA tournament last week, Trine had to come through the losers bracket. They lost their first game. They were beaten by Calvin 5-1. They had to come back and win 3 games on Friday after staying alive in an elimination game on Thursday. And they did just that. They defeated Hope twice in the championship round to win the MIAA tournament and get the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. First batter in the top of the third for the Fighting Muskies. Dakota Diamichis takes the first pitch for a strike. Dakota, a freshman from Salem, Ohio. And there's a ball, 1 strike. Kayla Nolan has set down the first hitters she has faced, and has looked very sharp here in the early going of this ball game. Swing and a miss. She already has 2 strikeouts. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Amber Bova waits on deck. And foul back to the backstop. So Diamicis stays alive. Carrie Winters, the head coach for Muskingum. Her assistants, Jackie Mangola, Ashley Price, Steve Cowgill. And there's a foul ball off the Muskies dugout on the first base side. Diamicis staying alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sun breaking through clouds right now a little bit, but it looks like we're going to have mostly clouds for the rest of the afternoon. Weatherman says 72 tomorrow with no rain. Another foul. So Nolan is being given a battle here. Diamicis has spoiled a couple of good pitches to stay alive in this at-bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You can probably hear the wind in my microphone. It is still blowing rather hard. It's a ground ball out to third. This will be a tough play. They get her at first base. Nice aggressive play there by Taylor Golden at third base. So the out is recorded 5-3 for the first out of the inning. Taylor Golden throwing to first baseman Lindsey Button for out number 1. Here's Amber Bova batting now, sophomore from Grove City, Ohio. 7 up, 7 down for Muskingum. Ground ball to second. It'll be 8 up and 8 down as the second baseman makes the play. Landau throwing over to Button in time for out number 2. 2 away. Hannah Reese, the center fielder, bats now for the Muskies, as they're still looking for their first base runner. DePauw on top of Muskingum, 1-0 here in the top of the third. Left-hand batter, Hannah Reese, junior from Uniontown, Ohio. Muskingum trailing 1-0. First pitch was a ball, 1-0. Now Nolan has her sign from her catcher, Sammy Bell. There's a pop-up on the infield. An easy play from the shortstop. And Ridge makes the catch for out number 3. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for the Muskingum Fighting Muskies here in the top of the third. We go to the bottom half of the third in Angola. It remains DePauw 1 and Muskingum 0. 9 1-2 hitters due up for the Tigers in the bottom half of the third. Wagoner, Bell, and Golden. For those of you who may not know where Muskingum is from, they hail from New Concord, Ohio, the hometown of the first man to orbit, or the first American to orbit the Earth, John Glenn. If you don't want to go to the computer and Google, it's New Concord is east of Zanesville, Ohio. Muskingum representing the Ohio Athletic Conference. DePauw representing the North Athletic Conference from Greencastle, Indiana. And where's Greencastle, you ask? Well, it's about an hour west of Indianapolis. And about 45 minutes, about an hour east of Terre Haute. It's between Terre Haute and Indianapolis for the most part. Man, this wind is just ripping apart my notebook right now. These covers I have in my notebook, I've lost a couple already. It's just ripping it out of the notebook. Gotta really keep an eye on your notes here. If you turn away, they're gonna wind up halfway to Fremont. All right, bottom half of the third. Julia Wagner steps in for DePauw and takes the first pitch from Gill for a strike. DePauw getting the only run of the game in the bottom half of the first inning. And Wagner ran up to bunt the ball. Again, the wind is so strong it's knocked over our water bottle filled with water a few times. Now that's pretty strong wind. Here's the 0-2. Check swing, pop, foul out of play on the third base side. Count remains 0-2. Top of the order, Sammy Bell waits on deck. Kristen Gill, sophomore from Ashland, Ohio, in the circle. Here's the 0-2. Ground ball on the right side, through for a base hit. So DePauw gets their leadoff hitter on board in the bottom half of the third. They did that in the first inning and got the only run of the ball game. Wagner is slapping a single through the right side of the infield. So the Tigers with a 1-0 lead. They got a chance to add to that lead here thanks to that leadoff single. Top of the order, Sammy Bill singled to right center and later scored during a rundown play. And there's a strike as she showed bunt in an obvious attempt to sacrifice the runner over. One strike on Bell, batted .295 this season. And she smacked 7 homers, had 26 RBIs. So swinging a foul back to the screen. 0-2 the count. Bell led the Tigers in home runs with 7. She also had 10 doubles. And as she gets on the bases, she has pretty decent speed. 10 steals and 14 attempts. Here's another pitch. Slaps it on the right side. They will get the out at second. Force is made at second base. So Bell now on first with 1 away as Wagner is forced 4-6 for the first out of the inning. Golden bats now. Taylor Golden popped to the first baseman her first time up. Wagner erased. Matthews to Martin on the put out at second. 1 away. Runner on first. And a foul back to the backstop. And Golden may have helped out the pitcher Gilder going after an outside pitch. 0-1 the count. Something may have been on there, and Golden went after a pitch that was out of the strike zone. 1-0 DePauw here in the bottom half of the third. Go down the first and safe. Again, Golden scored the bunt. She turns her back to the plate, trying to get the sand and dirt out of the place. Wind again kicking up the infield dirt. We've seen that a few times today. As you maybe a beach homer in Florida, you get sandblasted. There's a bunt is in the air, out's recorded, and Bell has to scamper back to first base. So Golden pops out again on a bunt attempt, 2 outs. Jennifer Ridge grounded to third her first time up. Bell is on first, 2 outs, bottom half of the third. Ball leads Muskingum 1-0. 70 degrees at game time, but boy, it feels like it's cooling off all of a sudden with this wind. And there's a strike called. The catcher for Muskingum. Hess can't get the ball out of her glove, and Bell steals second. So now Bell is in scoring position with 2 outs. For Bell, her 11th stolen base this year. With her speed, she could probably score on a base hit if it's again. There's a pitch inside. 1 ball and 1 strike on the Tiger hitter, Jennifer Ridge. DePauw on top, 1-0 here in the bottom half of the third. That's a big run out there at second base. Pop up, will it stay in play? It's near the dugout. Hey, a nice running catch by the second baseman, Matthews. Jessica Matthews had the angle, fighting the wind, and she made a big play in foul territory the inning and end a scoring threat for the DePauw Tigers. No runs for DePauw in the bottom half of the third. 1 hit, 1 runner left. DePauw is out-hit Muskingum 4-0. But after 3 innings, it's still a 1-run game. DePauw 1 and Muskingum 0. Nolan for DePauw. Kayla Nolan, the starting pitcher, has set down the first 9 hitters, so obviously be the top of the order for the Fighting Muskies in the top of the fourth. It'll be Bavard, Martin, and Matthews as Muskegon trying to find some sort of offense after being blanked for the first 3 innings. Again, Trying takes on Washington and Jefferson in the next ball game, which is scheduled to start at 3:30. There'll be 3 games tomorrow, starting at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. And the championship round is set to start at noon Eastern Time on Sunday. Look out. Woo. The DePauw Tiger infield wrapping up their warm-up, and a high throw almost got into the Muskingum dugout. Luckily, it hit the railing on top of the dugout. Nobody got hit. That's why you got to watch the game all the time. You have to stay alert. All right. Bavard leads things off for Muskingum here at the top of the fourth. She grounded to short her first time up. Nolan has been perfect through 3. She has 2 strikeouts. 4 of the outs recorded on groundouts. The other 3 on pop-ups. Bavard takes the first pitch. Ball. Again, play umpire has to take his time. So you just have to wait for a second. 1-0 the count on Bavard. And that's going to be a foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bavard is a junior from Nashport, Ohio. Kaylee Bavard. Count of 1 ball and 1 strike here at the top of the fourth inning, leading things off. Runs up on it, and it's a ball. And for one of the few times today, Nolan is behind the hitter. 2 balls and 1 strike. Leading hitter for the Fighting Muskies this year batted a robust .479. There's a strike, 2 balls and 2 strikes. If this Bavard can get on base, she can be a real threat. 22 attempts, she has stolen 18 bases this year. 2-2 the count. And it's slapped to shortstop and through for a base hit. Muskingum has their first runner of the game. Bavard slaps a single into left and center field. So the leading hitter for the Fighting Muskies, Kaylee Bavard, opens up the fourth inning with a slap single to left. And again, with her speed, she's a real danger on the bases for the Muskies. They got a chance to tie this game. They got a real good chance here now. Martin bats. She bunts. The third baseman. The sacrifice will be successful. Martin is out. Bavard moves to second. Good job there by Martin. Deadened that ball perfectly. And the DePauw defense only had 1 play. That was the first base. So now, here's the first scoring chance for the Muskies. A runner on second, 1 out, and the middle part of the order coming up. Jessica Matthews will bat. She popped out to third her first time up. Bavard with excellent speed. Ready to go at second base. Throw down the second. It's close, and she's safe. Whoa. Looked like Bavard kind of was spinning the wheels as she scrambled back into the bag there. And Sammy Bell came within an eyelash of throwing her out. 1 strike on Matthews. 1-0 DePauw, top of the fourth. Another throw down the second. Well, they're trying to keep her close. Scoreboard shows 1 ball and 1 strike. Matthews, a chance to tie the game here. In fact, the Muskies have 2 chances to tie the game. Runner on second with 1 out. That's high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Cleanup hitter, Walker, waits on deck. Muskingum with their first threat of this ball game, trailing 1-0 in the top of the fourth. Strike call to the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Matthews. 2-1 count. She didn't like the pitch, laid off of it. Now it's 2-2. Nolan deals the 2-2. Tried to paint the corner again, but missed outside, and Matthews wanted no part of that pitch. Good eye there by the Muskie hitter. Full count, 3-2. Runner on second, one out. Big pitch coming up here now. Powell back to the screen. We'll do it all over again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. DePauw leading 1-0 in the top of the 4th inning. Sammy Bell scoring the only run of this game as Lindsey Button got into a rundown with 2 outs. And she stayed alive long enough to allow Bell to score. 1-0 Tigers. Wind continues to blow in from center field. Runner on second, Bavard, with 1 out. And another payoff pitch is coming to Jessica Matthews. And that's a foul. We'll do it all over again. The drama builds here in Angola in this opening game. NCAA Division III Regional Women's Softball Tournament. Ball 1, Muskingum nothing, top of the 4th. Another payoff pitch is coming to Jessica Matthews. And another foul. The drama continues to build more towards the hospitality tent. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 1-0 DePauw, top of the 4th. The Muskies have a threat. Nolan trying to get out of this jam, deals. Ground ball at the middle, it's going to get through for a base hit, and they're going to wave Bavard. Here comes the throw, it's cut off, Bavard scores. RBI single for Jessica Matthews, and we're tied 1-1. What an at-bat there by Matthews. Finally got the pitch she wanted and drilled it up the middle for an RBI single. So Matthews on first with 1 out, and we're all tied up. Muskingum 1, DePauw 1. Now the cleanup hitter Walker bats for the Muskies. Sophomore from Kidney, Pennsylvania. That's that town correctly. Strike 1 on Walker. She struck out swinging her first time up. 1-1 tie here in the top of the 4th as Muskingum finally getting to Nolan for a run here after she had set down the first 9 hitters in a row. There's a foul ball back to the backstop and out of play. 0-2 count on Walker. I am so impressed with that at-bat by Jessica Matthews, which eventually led to an RBI single that tied the game. That's about as good as it can get. Swing and a miss. And Nolan comes back and strikes out the cleanup hitter for the 2nd time today. Strikeout number 3 for Nolan. Carissa Johnson bats now. She was a strikeout victim swinging back in the 2nd. Matthews still on first now with 2 outs. Game tied 1-1. Swing and a miss. And Nolan fighting back after surrendering that run. And we're going to get a conference here. We'll have a couple of conferences, one in the circle, one in foul territory. We have Carrie Winters, the Muskies coach, talking with her hitter, Johnson. 1-1 tie here in the top of the 4th. Trine plays Washington and Lee. Washington and Jefferson in the 2nd game. I beg your pardon. I knew I was going to do that. The 0-1 pitch, ground ball to 2nd. Should end the inning, and it does. 2nd baseman Landau throwing on the button at first for the putout, and the inning is over, but Muskingum gets on the board. They get 1 run on 2 hits, 1 runner left. After 3.5 innings, we're tied. The Muskingum Fighting Muskies 1 and the DePauw Tigers 1. 2 up for DePauw in the bottom half of the 4th. It'll be Button, Smart, and Landau, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Again, Jim Beasel with you, along with our producer-director Trent Lewis, speaking to you from Trine University in Angola, Indiana on a windy day. It's opening day for the NCAA Women's Softball Regional Tournament. Winner will move on to tomorrow and play at 11 o'clock. The loser will have to take the scenic route to the championship. They'll come back and play at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. Again, there'll be 3 games tomorrow, 11, 1:30, and 4 Eastern. Championship game at noon on Sunday, a second game at 2:30 if necessary. The winner of this regional will move on to the Super Regionals next weekend, and the winners of the Super Regionals will go on to the National Finals in Tyler, Texas, May 22nd through 27th. All right, for DePauw, here's Lindsey Button leading things off. She singled her first time up. Eventually wasn't racing a rundown, but she stayed alive long enough to allow Sammy Bell to score the first run of the game for the Tigers. Game tied 1-1 here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Cloudy day right now in Angola, but it's dry. Here's a fly ball, right center. That's well tagged, and a nice running catch in right center field for Muskingum by Amber Bova. Bova with a nice running catch. Button hit it on the button. But Bova ran it down in right center, just in front of the warning track. Gabby Smart bats now. She popped to short first time up, 0 for 1. 1 out, nobody on. And it's outside for a ball, 1-0 the count. Game tied 1-1 here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Well, you get to the NCAA tournament, you need pitching, and you definitely need defense. And Amber Bova providing the defense there for Muskingum. There's a line shot off the press box. Look out over there. They're awake now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Aaron Coyle, the voice of the Trine Thunder, be along for our second game this afternoon. There's a strike, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hopefully you're enjoying the action wherever you're logged on. Muskingum and DePauw tied at 1 here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Ground ball. May have hit the pitcher's glove. Here's a close play at first, and she's out! Oh, that was a bang-bang play at first base. 1-4-3, and if you pardon the pun, you might say the Muskies get smart. Chief? 1-4-3 on that putout as it glanced off the pitcher's glove. Glanced off of Gill's glove to the second baseman, Matthews, who threw on to Walker at first to get the putout. So some excellent defense here by the Muskies in the bottom half of the 4th inning. The batter now is Megan Landau. The first pitch is a ball. Here's the next pitch by Gill. It's 0 for a ball, 2 balls and no strikes. 1-1 tie here in the bottom half of the 4th inning in Angola. Paul got their run of the first. Muskingum tied it in the top of the 4th. Strike called. 2 balls and 1 strike. Landoff from Brookfield, Illinois, a senior. Went to Riverside High School in that community. Here's the 2-1. And that's going to be fouled. 2-2 the count. 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up for Muskingum in the top of the 5th inning. And this has the makings of going down to the wire. We're tied 1-1 here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Gill delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Gill racks up Landau for the second time in this game. And for Gill, that is her 3rd strikeout of the afternoon. Nothing across for the Tigers. In the bottom half of the 4th, we have played 4 innings and we're tied. The Fighting Muskies of Muskingum 1 and the DePauw Tigers 1. As we move to the top of the 5th inning here in Angola, Indiana, at Trine University. 2 up for Muskingum here at the top of the 5th. It'll be Hess, followed by Diamichis, and Wolf, 6, 7, and 8. Cloudy skies right now. We did have a light sprinkle at the start of the game, but we're not feeling any raindrops right now. Knock wood, that since we're out here in the open, it stays that way. Although the farmers tell me that they need a little rain right now. It's windy April. It's been a windy spring this year in East Indiana. Many days the wind got up very unusual this time. And that wind has just dried out the soil. Farmers telling me this morning. Last year they got 7 inches of rain in April, but not that much this year. Of course, we had a lot of snow, but that's obviously gone. The soil has dried up. A lot of snow this winter. We had 81 inches of snow here in Angola this winter. Smashed the record. And again, a lot of places got a lot of snow this past winter, which is one that's going to be talked about for a long time. All right, top of the 5th inning now. Game tied 1-1. And Hess, the batter, flying to left her first time up, takes the first pitch for a strike from Nolan. 1-1 tie, top of the 5th. Line shot! That's going to be a capper. It's going to get all the way to the warning track. Hess will have 2, and she'll check in with a stand-up double. Hess smokes one in the right center field. I mean, you could have hung some laundry on that rope. All right, a chance now for Muskingum to get the lead. We're tied 1-1 here in the top of the 5th inning. Diamichis bats. She grounded the third her first time up, and obviously she'll be trying to sacrifice Hess over to third with less than 2 outs. There's the bunt, and it's not a good one. It's fouled back to the backstop. Strike 1. Dakota, a freshman from Salem, Ohio, so a lot of pressure on the freshman right now. Trying to move that runner over in an NCAA tournament game. Top of the 5th inning, tied 1-1 in Angola. And Nolan backs off as the wind kicks up again. Nolan sent down the first 9 hitters, but she was reaching for a run and 2 hits in the last frame. And she's just given up a leadoff double to start the 5th. The count now 1 ball and 1 strike on Diamichis. Amber Bova waits on deck. Game tied 1-1, top of the 5th. There's the bunt. It's in front of the plate. They're going to get the runner over. Pitcher has to make the play. They get the out at first. Woo. That kind of turned into an adventure as Diamichis had to fight it off. Somehow she got the bunt down. Hess easily went to third. Dakota is out on the sacrifice, 1-3. So 1 out, a runner on third. And Muskingum has got a great chance to take the lead here in the top of the 5th. Over the batter. And now time is called. We're going to get a conference in the circle. Obviously a very critical part of the game, and